Alright, today we got called out for a leaking backflow assembly. It's leaking out the relief valve here. And what I noticed walking up here, some excavation was done. Brand new copper piping inlet here, so I'm guessing this line blew out somewhere between the meter and this inlet. So I'm guessing some debris got in there from the excavation, and then the pipe replacement. They probably didn't flush the line. Which caused debris to most likely get in the number one check here and causing that relief valve to drip. So we're going to open this up and see if that's the issue. So we'll start with shutting down the number 2 shutoff valve, and then the number 1. This one, by the way, is a Watts 009 M2 inch and a quarter, so same thing, 2 inch and under, kind of the same order of things. The rubber kits vary for sure, so pay attention to those, the M1s and 2s and 3s, but it's pretty much the same exact order. So bleed out 2, 3, and 4 test cock, fully drained out, half-inch drive, or half-inch socket. That pops off. Alright, so we got that out. It looks like we have some debris around the relief valve disc. That will sit down in that seat right there. You can see this little spring will pop out first. So I'll set that aside over here. This relief valve module just comes straight out there. It's sealed by a little O-ring there. So that moves up and down like that. There's a little air vent hole on top to allow it to do that. So it pops out just like that. You can take that O-ring out of there and keep the relief valve stuff just right together. And then this is a retaining clip that holds the number 1 and number 2 check in, and so that pulls straight up. So this one is getting caught. You see how it's touching that number 1 check? So it looks like when they turned it on, they blew that check forward, so it's kind of popping out. It shouldn't be stopping it right there. It shouldn't be that hard. So that's another issue that's going on with this number 1 check. So you're gonna have to push that number 1 check in as you push this up and clear that little gap, and just pull it straight out. It sits right down in these grooves here. Again, these are one way as well. This little crossbar goes across the number 1 check. The little circle part always goes against the number 2 check. It's the same with all the other Watts models, 2 inch and under. And then to get the number 1 check out, all you have to do, kind of pull it up, push down, and it's out. Set that aside. And then the number 2 check, if you can't get it just with your finger, you can get it with a flathead screwdriver, or you can take it, turn off the number 4 test cock, and then open up the number 2 shutoff valve to get back pressure, and it'll blow it out just like that. And there's your number 2 out of there. Okay, so let's start with our number 2 check. It's a little easier to take these off here. So I'm gonna get my Leatherman, of course, out. Just the little bottle opener. Bottle opener is one of the best things to get these O-rings out. Just pop it out like that. Boom, set it aside. For these just push inwards and they turn. Sometimes you gotta work it back and forth. It's only like an 1/8 of a turn. I'll show you in just a second. Kind of working back and forth. Push, work back and forth. And you'll see these grooves here. These grooves are sitting underneath these, like that. So that's how much you're moving it, just that much right there. So just remember that. And then there'll be little notches. It's only one direction, but sometimes you just really have to work it back and forth like that, and eventually you get the pop. Number 2 is a little easier to get than the number 1, just because of the spring tension pushing down. And then this is your seat. So all the Watt stuff is all just one thing. The spring, the mod, the disc holder, the disc, the check seat, it's all just one module here. And then we'll get the number 1 apart. Again, push down. I usually use my palm and try to grip the outside. Sometimes it helps to take the O-ring on the outside off. Luckily this time I got it without taking that one off. Pop that out. And then there's our seat, there's our disc, and there is some, rust here, a little debris there. I see a couple of nicks and scratches on here. And then I want to check the seat with my fingernail, make sure that's all good, because because I think that was our issue. So we really want to pay attention to detail on this number one check. All right, so now kind of dependent. I don't like the condition of this disc here. Sometimes we could just clean these situations out, just flush the whole assembly out of any debris. But the rubber kit does not look like it's in great. I got disc compression on here, I got debris, I got cracks, I got scratches and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace the rubber kit. I've already took apart the number 2 and the number 1 check, and I laid them out like this so I know what belongs to what when we put the new rubber kit in. And then we'll take apart the relief valve, which is this nut here. You should be able to get it with just your fingers, no wrenches or anything. And that will pop off like that. That will go here. There'll be a little O-ring right underneath that disc. Again, just keep things in order how they go, so you don't get confused when you put them back together. And then, of course, I forgot my channel locks, but you always have a Leatherman to finish the job for you. And that's usually by hand. Sometimes you need a little crescent wrench or something like that. So there's usually an O-ring that sits in here, which is propped right here. All right, so you can kind of set that to the side there and make sure that you don't forget that O-ring. And then pop these out just like that as one. That's your whole unit right there. I call that like the plunger, or a few different things. And then we got the O-ring, the cover O-ring there, pretty easy to tell the difference. And then we got the little sensing line O-ring that connects from the cover to the body. Okay, so I have everything apart here, so we'll start throwing things back together. You know what, I'm actually going to grab a rag real quick. We'll kind of wipe things down as we put things back together. Alright, so I'll just work left and right here. This is our number 2 check here. This is how we see the backflow anyway when I'm sitting on this side, left to right. So I set it up left to right. Clean that up, check with your fingernail all around that check seat here. And then we know this will go on here. That's the old one here. We'll just pop the new one just right in there. When you put the number 2 cover on, make sure that seat sits on the red disc. And then you push it down into those little grooves and then turn it. Again, you might have to work it back and forth again like that until it clicks into place. Just a short, quick turn, 1/8 of a turn maybe. And then I'm going to set that down. We're all done with that for now until we do the O-rings. Remember, I always do the O-rings last. I think it's the simplest, quickest way to do things so you don't get grease on your hands as you're working through these things. And again, same thing with the number 1 check. A little wipe down, check the seat there with your fingernail. Use your fingernail and then pick up the number 1. Again, you can tell the difference between the spring tension of the number 1 and the number 2 there. Just make sure you have the right covers on each. Number 1 cover, number 2, number 1 seat, number 2 seat. See how that has the little lip on there to help you get it out of the valve. So we'll put our new seat in there, new disc. And same thing, push down with your palm, make sure you get it in those little grooves nice and flat, and you work it back and forth like that until it pops into place. Double check it. You can kind of see in there that it's sitting on those. Boom. We're done with that one. Okay, for the relief valve. So that's why I left it like this, so I knew which washers and everything go. So this plops off like that. Then I'll fold it over just like that. And then the cover, I'll go the water waves face up where the water pushes down on there. So we're done with that diaphragm. And then the new, I can't even pick up this washer. Washer goes down like that. Set that down. And then we won't put the new disc in quite yet because we have to lube up all these O-rings here. So we'll take all of our new O-rings and then luckily this one actually came with grease. just get all that grease out of there and grease them all up at the same time. And then you can always pick up your old O-rings to make sure you got the right size there. So that one matches with that one. That will sit right there in that little lip there, and then that will slip over that. And then just hand tight. Honestly, don't put a wrench on that. And then that other smaller O-ring here, we'll look for that one. Okay, so new O-ring will pop right in there, and then the new disc. Sits right over that O-ring there, and our little butterfly screw. Again, all these are just snug. Don't need to put a wrench on them. And then what I like to do with the air inlet O-ring there in the cover is push it all the way down on that little ridge there, and then we'll pop this sucker in. Make sure it goes up and down. That means your vent is not clogged. And then we'll throw this just right over that, over the cover. And then our O-ring on the sensing line. Boom. Done with our relief valve there. And then all we have is two covers left, or two O-rings left. The bigger one will go on the number 2 check, and then the smaller one will go on the number 1. Okay, now we're ready to clean and flush this thing. Alright, so in here, I don't know if you could really tell, but there is some debris, some of this rust that got in there. Here, you can scoot that out. There's some rust that got in there because this, whatever they repaired here, used to be old galvanized piping here. So they got some of that older stuff in there, and they didn't flush it out when they turned it back on. So I'm just going to throw my hand over this, give it a few taps, and then flush it out. Make sure it's running clear, because my guess would be they got some dirt and stuff in there, so flush it out really good. I'll turn it off. It is clear. Do I see any more debris? And then once more, just for good measure. And looks good. And then if you ever wanted to know how that seat comes off in the relief valve, I hardly ever replace these things, but that just pops up like that. You could get a screwdriver right underneath, or you could get a little hook tool. If you have a hook tool, just get, you could run it through the center, hook it onto that bottom part, and pop it out. But yeah, this is just sealed by an O-ring. So since I do have it out, I'll throw that new O-ring on there. Pop it right back in there. Boom. And then you just need to use something soft to kind of push it in there so you don't damage the relief valve seat. Okay, now we're ready to put this thing back together. So remember the 12-21 rule. Number 1 out, number 1 in. So when we're putting it back together, number 2 in. Let's make sure our test cocks are open, or else they won't go in. Number 4 is open. Push it. Boom. You'll feel it kind of pop in there. And you could close the number 4. And then we'll go to the number 1. This one's a little tougher. You gotta kind of get it centered and feel where it is. Sometimes I'll just work it up and down. That O-ring just pops straight in there. Boom. It's in. This one just takes practice. You just got to go off the feel of it. And then to know if you got that all the way in, when we drop this down, it shouldn't hit any of these checks. It should just go straight down without touching them. I could even get it lined up. See how there's a little gap there? So that means we're all the way in, because that slid in really nice there. So that's set. that's how we know our checks are all the way in. And then we'll do spring. And then I like to get 2 of our bolts ready. Make sure that your sensing line lines up with this. It's a little smaller hole. Make sure you have your O-ring on there too. And then push down nice and straight. It's that relief valve. You'll feel the cover kind of pop into place. And the relief valve will sit center on the bottom. Don't let it cock or anything like that. And then get 2 bolts. 1 on that side, 1 on this side. Nice and even, so the cover doesn't pop up at an angle and we get in there snug. So those 2 are in by hand, and when we came up to this backflow, it was already missing a bolt. Not a big deal, but sometimes it could be. So snug these 2 down, star pattern as much as possible. A little more snug. Done. And then now we are ready to turn the water back on. Just like giving it a couple taps until I hear the water running. We'll keep our test cocks open. But I like to bleed each zone. So now this is before the number 1 check that's bleeding out. Close that. And I'll start filling up the zone and everything here. Wait for that to pressurize. Give it a little bit more. There we go. Here, run a little bit more. There we go. Close that. And open that all the way. And then nice and slow, we could get our number 2 open, nice and full. Get the water on. And now I'll just go to test it to make sure our repair worked. And that's how you repair the Watts AWWA 9 M2 2-inch and under. Hope you liked the video. Thank you.